Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thistle and Rose Farm. My name is Natalie, and I'm heading out for the morning to get everybody fed. The goats need to be milked. So I'm just taking you on a little tour while I chat. my duck pen. So we have a dirty pool. We have an egg on the ground. So this is what real homesteading looks like. We come in the mornings, everyone's yelling and screaming for food. Everyone needs cleaning. We're gonna let the geese out. These guys are juveniles, so they go in and get locked up. And yeah, so this is what our mornings look like. I'm just going to show you the reality of what things are in the mornings. Look at my wisteria is blooming. Just starting. And this beautiful wisteria vine over the duck pen, and it is so pretty. It's just starting to bloom. Small herb garden here. So I'm just going to show you around. I'll show you what the mornings look like. We started homesteading years ago. I had baby ducks in there. You want to see them? We started homesteading years ago. We started in New York in 2005. And when we started, we had a very, very small budget. Big house, lots of land, and nothing else. No YouTube, no help. And my first focus when we began was gardening. I started flowers and I started vegetables, and I never even realized I was going to get into homesteading. I just wanted country life, you know. I just wanted peace. I wanted away from the rat race. So I just learned how to garden. I got some animals. I got some horses and I got goats. I started making soap. We got chickens, we got rabbits, and we started doing what we did, and eventually it became homesteading. We're on, 20 years later, 21 years later, my kids are grown now, and we're on a different property, doing better financially, and kind of living the same life. We love homesteading. We love growing our own food. We love doing our own thing. Today is June 1st. I started a lot of my vegetables in my greenhouse way back in January and February. Thank God for my greenhouse. I love it. So I was able to start vegetables extremely early. So June 1st, and I already have broccoli going. These guys started showing up a week or two ago. So having broccoli forming before June even got here was pretty nice. My peas are making pods. I have some weeding to do. This row here is carrots, and I start carrot seeds pretty much when you can start working the earth, in about March or April. And then the seeds just wait until they can germinate, and then they germinate. So you can see it's pretty sporadic. Some of my seeds took very well and others didn't. So now I went in to the blank areas of the rows and I spread fresh seed, and they are replanted and they'll eventually catch up. I usually don't pull carrots until we're really going into fall anyway, so everything will have time to catch up. And sometimes I even overwinter carrots, and I don't pull anything until spring. So it really depends on what I want to do and how things go. Okay, so this row is leeks. I do have some weeding to do. We have this grass that just grows like crazy. So I got to get all of that mulched in. So I have leeks, I have onions, and I have a row of little peppers here. A row of beets started. You can see them just starting up, little seedlings. These are yellow squash. I have some more peppers. Those are my hot peppers. I just kind of put them to the side. And this is another row of peas. Peas need support, so I always have to do some kind of fencing against my peas. So this is another row of sweet peas. At the end of my beets, I have a little ring of green beans. More green beans there. Again, unless you know your bean type, whole beans will need a support, and bush beans don't necessarily. Sometimes I still like to give bush beans a support because they can still get pretty like long and loose and hang all over the place. So sometimes even, you know, you may or may not want to support even bush beans. These are more green beans. On the hoop trellis, I have pumpkins over here. This is all corn. Corn is a heavy feeder. Make sure you feed your ground. We throw goat manure in here all year long. There's a rogue sunflower that I decided to let stay. This is cauliflower. I've got some celery here, cauliflower, potatoes that I need to cover. So when I do potatoes, I like to cover it with straw instead of mounding with dirt. I find it so much easier to deal with than trying to get all the dirt together and mound it. I hate it. So I just do straw. And as you can see, I have to do another layer of straw, and I got to completely cover the plants with straw. So I'm going to be doing that in a little bit. And I can even show you a before and after. I put some, what did I put in here? I threw a couple of sugar peas in front of that trellis. There's some sunflowers here. I think I put something there. What did I put there? Maybe I didn't put anything there. I think I have to weed here and figure out what to do in this space behind the cauliflower. And my cauliflower has not started forming anything yet, but you will see that you'll get these tight leaves coming up, and they just keep growing leaves, and then all of a sudden between here you'll eventually notice a cauliflower head forming. So keep them well watered and fed. Cauliflower is a good feeder. These are looking nice and healthy, so I'm not too worried about anything with these. You do get some bugs that like to munch on your cauliflower, so watch for bugs. And I like to give them fish fertilizer and an organic slow release that I like to throw down, something like espome, is that what it's called? I'll throw that down. And tomatoes. So tomatoes were also started very early in the greenhouse. I grow beefsteak tomatoes, brandywines, and Romas. Sometimes, oh, there should be also some Amish pastes in here. So we put them up on cattle panels, nice strong supports, and I just support them as I go. And then this is our garlic. Okay, so I have chickens everywhere. These guys are all roosters that will probably be going into the freezer. They're in a little tractor that we just move around on the grass. And I have chickens everywhere. These are young ones that have not started laying yet. We started all these guys in our incubator, which you can see hatching on one of our previous videos. My goats are all yelling because they're hungry. We have apple trees here. And then up the hill, we have peach trees, blueberries, the beehives. I have grapes here. One grape died. I have grapes here, and I have grapes up by the pool. Chickens everywhere, they're hungry. My dog, who I love dearly. My goats, my dairy goats. I have raspberries. Raspberries are over there. We have a lot going on. So dairy goats, she's waiting to be milked, as you can see. That's Annabelle. Maribel is pregnant and we're expecting kids anytime now. Look at how beautiful she is. She's my standard Nubian. Finnegan is the daddy. Pippin is a little wether. Annabelle's kids are locked away at the moment yelling. And then we have turkeys that I'll show you in a few minutes. So I'm gonna go get her milked and be right back. Our 2 pigs, we have IPPs. Everyone's hungry. So you can hear all the noise in the morning on a farm. Our simple shelter for our pigs. And these guys are for meat. They'll probably be going at the end of July. Pigs are really easy to raise. Barely even know they're here sometimes. All right, back to milking. Annabelle is up on the stand, happy with her grain, and I'm gonna get her udder cleaned off and get her milked. I bring the milk in very quickly to the house and get it filtered and refrigerated. Hey, I got my milk. This is just from morning on one of my goats. And chickens. My husband's out here, so he's helping to feed. So I'm not going to get a lot of the feeding on video. But I will get the turkeys when I come back outside and show you how cute they are. Pigs are over there eating. We just give them a swine food, and they also get a lot of grass because they are IPP pasture pigs. So they get a lot of grass. They also get a lot of things from the kitchen, a lot of garden pieces. They get eggs. They get all sorts of stuff. Rocky, my beautiful black copper marin rooster. Not all of my chickens are named, but I have select few that are. Hi guys! You guys want to go out to the grass, don't you? Yeah, they want to go out to the grass, but they're going to wait, finish their hay. Walking back up, I put my zucchinis out here because they get so big. I don't want them shading out anything in the garden. Like the pumpkins already get big enough, the squash gets big enough. I have to separate some of my squashes somewhere. So this little row out here is my zucchini. Okay, so filtering milk is, I just buy this stainless steel milk filter. You can find these on Amazon. You can find them on farm supply stores, dairy supply stores, and websites, things like that. It has a fine filter, and you just put it all together, put it over your jar, put your milk through it, and filter it. Works better than you can do something like a coffee filter and set it up with like a rubber band or something like that. That works too. Just make sure everything is really clean. Wash your hands after milking, things like that. Keep your husbandry clean when you do dairy. So it's all together. Just put it in my jar and pour my milk in. Yesterday's milk was turned into cheese. My dogs always sit at my feet when I'm filtering milk. I let them lick the bucket before I wash it. And sometimes they get a little extra in their bowls. They love the milk. So he's down here whining. And that's Finn. Hi Finn, say hello. Okay, I'm back outside, walking across the yard. We can take a peek at the beehives. And I'm not getting too close. Everyone's doing their morning chores. Okay, let's go see the turkeys. Okay, so our turkeys are surrounded by electric netting, and this is like a grow out pen for them. We lock them in the house at night. When they get bigger and not so prone to being afraid of everything, we usually let the turkeys in this space to roam around, grow out, have some freedom, eat grass, all that stuff. But they stay in here while they're small. So I have I have some black Spanish, some broad-breasted bronze, and some heritage bronze in here. And I'm hoping that my black Spanish, boop, boop, boop. I'm hoping that my black Spanish is a pair and that I can breed them. That one's looking kind of male-ish to me. So fingers crossed that I have a pair of blacks, because that would be sweet. This guy, I'm pretty sure he's a tom, but he's a broad-breasted and I can't breed him. Yeah, looks like your Thanksgiving dinner, dude. Sorry. Oh, look at him. He's doing his little struts. I see you showing off. I love it. They're growing up. Adorable. Oh my God, I think I just cackled. There he is. Look at. Wow, I cackled. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah. We love raising turkeys. They're a lot of fun. They are a more fragile bird, so if you've only done chickens and you haven't done turkeys yet, definitely do some research. They're a lot more fragile as poults than chickens are. Sometimes they have to be taught how to feed or find water. Sometimes I'll put a little bit older of a chick in with them while they're really tiny, and the chick will teach them like how to look for food and water, and they'll copy the chicken, and then they're okay after that. So they can be a little on the dumb side. But they are fun to raise because they're pretty friendly. They like to talk to you. They're pretty vocal and delicious. But yeah, I'm hoping to keep a pair, which would be really great. So everyone is eating and happy. We do breed our miniature Nubians. There's Daisy. Daisy Rose is one of my does this year that I chose to keep, so she'll be added to the breeding program in the future. And Dahlia on the other side is sold, and she will be going home this coming week. Pippin is also sold, which makes me a little sad, but Pippin is going on to a new home. He's actually going to be a part of like a petting zoo type farm, and he's going to be surrounded by children, and he is such a perfect goat for that because he is the sweetest boy in the whole world. So I'm really happy that I found something like that for him. Being a wether, it's hard to find them good homes, so hallelujah. Looking over my shade garden, I need to do some cleanup. Alliums are done. All the tulips and daffodils are turning yellow, so it's time to get those cleaned up and cut back. My husband is painting the deck today, so we have things strewn about, and that's fine. And we have to go feed the ducks and collect eggs. My faithful baby girl, that's Ladybug. Always following me around, always helping me in the gardens. She is the best girl in the whole world. Hostas, maybe I'll do a hosta video because I really have a lot of hostas. So if you'd like to see a hosta video, let me know. I have them all around the property. I love them. Okay, back to the duck pen. We're going to let the geese out because they are grass feeders. Go on, go get your grass. Go on. Come on, babies, let's go. Yep, they will spend all day in the grass eating. And we're going to look for eggs. It looks like my husband might have gotten eggs out. Oh boy, mangoes on a nest. That's new. I have my ducks are going broody. Apple has been over here on a nest for weeks. She's sitting on, we're allowing her to sit on 4 eggs right now. And now it looks like Mango, sorry for the mess, Mango is wanting the same thing. That's too many baby ducks, you guys. I noticed Blueberry's going broody too. We cannot have everyone raising babies. I don't have the space. So I have to figure out what to do about my broody ducks. None of them would accept the 2 ducks. The 2 ducklings I already have. Somebody hatched a couple of our eggs, gave us the babies. I was hoping maybe one of my broody ducks would mother them. They would not. So they're being raised in there. So I have to get them some food and water. I have to clean this pool, make sure everybody has food, and collect some eggs. A broody duck can be very protective of her nest, so I'm not getting close, I'm just kind of zooming in. I don't really want to set her off and stress her out. But just showing up to feed and water, they will act and behave this way. You can usually tell your duck is going broody because they'll start showing signs of being agitated. Their neck will be held really, really low. They'll be making weird noises, bouncing their head around a lot, and wanting to nest. So when you see that behavior, your duck is going broody. So we're going to let her be. I think she has maybe another week before hatching. So she's starting to pull feathers, and she's getting more and more aggressive as time goes. She really doesn't want anybody touching her eggs. But we have to collect underneath her as more eggs are laid, because other ducks, when she's not on the nest, will lay eggs there. She'll lay eggs there, and we have to collect the extra eggs. So the eggs we're letting her keep are marked with a black X, so we would know which ones she's actually hatching out. So I'm not going to put it on camera or anything like that. I'm going to wait until she's up voluntarily off the nest before I look for any eggs that are there. So I really try not to stress her out. Mamas do not need more stress. Baby ducks are the most frightened creatures in all of creation. They will freak out about everything that you do. Just showing up is too much for them. So we're just going to get them some food and water and some dry hay where their water spilled. And they'll be happy when I go away. And I always make time to come out and sit with my geese, Crime and Jelly Bean. They're my babies. I hand raised them from chicks I got from Metzer. I love them. They are like the joy of my farm right now. Been wanting to add geese for a while, and these two are not a disappointment. I love them so much. They are African geese. They're still juveniles. They still have quite a bit of growing to do. Their color will change a little bit. Jelly Bean is actually a little snuggler sometimes. She can come over and crawl up in my lap when she feels like it. Not very often, but she still lets me pick her up and give her hugs. Crime, on the other hand, is a little bit more independent, likes to do her own thing. She'll get really, really close to me and sit with me and things like that, but she's not a snuggler. They're just enjoyable to have. They're really just at pet status because I enjoy them so much. Like I said, we're keeping it real. We have a lot of chickens. It gets very messy in here. So bedding needs to get changed. Nesting boxes need to be kept clean, so we gotta clean this out. And we have to look for eggs. So what I'll usually do is I'll come in and scrape away anything built up on the nest box, change out their hay, do a cleanup on the ground with a fork. It is so loud in here. Everyone's laying. Oh. So the chickens get spot cleaned. I will spot clean the chickens with a fork because it's not due to have the shavings completely changed out. Hi babes, hi babes, hi babes, hi babes, hi, 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 hi. They want their love and scratches. Hi. I have the cuddliest goats in the world and they demand scratches. If you sit on the ground, my two boys will climb into your lap and demand that they are now lap dogs. Okay. Ooh, shavings. Hi, Pippin. Shavings will get changed. I think they need some fresh shavings. Hi. Hi. My lap boy right here, speaking of which. Sit down and hold me, mother. So, yes, if you're interested in miniature Nubian goats, we have babies each year in the spring available. My goats are TMGR registered and pedigreed, and my herds are health tested every year. I give proof of clean health testing. Babies come with registration, and wonderful, wonderful personalities. Lovable father, lovable mothers. They're raised with a lot of love. So if you're ever interested in a miniature Nubian goat from us, just reach out. So I did give the strawberries some of the duck water this morning, and going through, I saw a couple of red berries. Let's see. Down here's a pretty red one. Oh, there's one. So they're coming. Get a couple of these picked, and we'll see how many we have. And that's going to wrap up the video for now. I have weeding and things to do. I also have herbs to pack and soap to make. So I'm going to have a busy day, figure out what's for dinner. I do have to get these potatoes covered. I'll try to slip in a picture of what that looks like at the end. And yeah, it's chaotic, guys. It is chaotic having a farm. It is not all sweet and innocent. Well, it is sweet. I will say it's a very sweet life. I love my animals, but it can be chaotic. Some days it can be very messy. It's always loud, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Have a great day. I'll see you guys again next time. Little Rose Farm.